Hello there, English 112. My name is Professor Russo, and I'm going to be your professor for English 112, section E56L. We don't officially start up until Monday, February 4th, but I wanted to just take a moment to give you a quick little walkthrough for the course in case this is your first time in an online learning course, and just make sure that you know where everything is. So one of the first things is you have chosen to take an 8-week section. So it's pretty compressed schedule that we've got going on here. What you might want to think about this as is if you've taken an online course before that was 16 weeks, double the amount of time you need to spend each week. There's a lot of reading and writing that's going on in this course. And so, we want to say that if people were normally expecting that they were spending in a course, if it's a face-to-face course, 3 hours a week in class and then at least another 6 outside of class, so for 9, you really want to look at having potentially double that, that you might be spending a good, 12 hours a week, maybe even up to 15 on some of the weeks that we've got essays doing this. So I just want to point out that it moves fast, a lot of reading and writing. Make sure you know that this is going to fit into your schedule. So just to walk you through a few important things, the page I'm on right now is the announcements page, and I will always send these announcements out to your NOVA or your other VCCS because I know we have some students joining us from other Virginia community colleges. You'll get those announcements directly in your inbox as well, so it's important to check those regularly. So I want to go through a couple of important buttons. The first one that's important is this faculty information button. If you go here, you can find all of the information about me, including where you can find me on email, which is always the fastest way to reach me, and my office phone. Most of my classes this semester are actually face-to-face classes, so I'm not in my office a ton because I'm obviously in the classroom. But these are hours, Mondays and Wednesdays, where you can always find me. So let's say you've got a quick question on an assignment, or you've been working on a thesis statement or an outline, and before you want to invest a ton of time in it, you want to get some quick feedback. It's a great thing that you can call me, you can send me the email, we can talk through it. Right there, you can get your question answered right away. So those are the times where you can find me. Barring any snow closures or anything, I'll be in the office. If you're wondering why you can't reach me, then just check NOVA's website. It might be a snow day. I don't know where everybody is located, but as you know, NOVA is quick to call off for a little bit of bad snow. If you are local, though, or you're taking face-to-face classes, you are also welcome to stop by and see me in person. I'm in the LC building on the Loudoun campus. So let's go over a few of the other important buttons to look at. The other big one that we're going to look at is assignments, which I already have open up here. So first thing we're going to look at is some of the critical dates, including coming up pretty fast because, again, it's an 8-week course. We've got the first assignment due date. If you don't submit an assignment by then, you're considered an inactive student and will be withdrawn. Similarly, we've got that for the inactive students drop date. If you stop doing work, we need to make sure that this is in the Unit 2 assignment that's listed here, that you're still making that work. If you're not making satisfactory progress, we don't want you to continue on. And then finally, the last withdrawal date. Now, I'm hoping no one's going to need these because I'm hoping we can all make it successfully through the course. So if we look at their 8-week course, that gives us our overview, our official start date on Monday, and all the work done for the first week, that's Sunday at 11:59 p.m. So many of our assignments, because we start on a Monday, are due then the following Sunday at 11:59 p.m., the end of the day, and then the week starts over again technically at midnight that Monday. However, because this is an interactive class and because we do writing as a process, so we include outlines, we include discussion boards and peer responses, you will also see that there are midweek due dates. These are almost always either Wednesdays or Fridays at 11:59 p.m. So, obviously if you have a peer review response due, you need to submit your own version potentially a couple days before your peers are going to be able to respond to it. So I just want to show you what that looks like inside every unit. Once you've taken a look at this overall calendar and let you know where we're going, I suggest that it's a great idea, especially for someone who likes to plan, that you go into each unit introduction and you can see that in each one there will be a calendar. So for instance, if I am to click on this Unit 1 button, you'll see that it goes into the Unit 1, gives you everything that's due for the introduction. So you can see that there's a bunch of assignments here. A lot of them are fairly short. We've got a checking in, we've got some student orientation, we've got syllabus quiz, all of that due next Sunday. But we do have our first Getting Acquainted post, which you have a post due at 11:59 p.m. this Friday, February 8th. And then you've got to have your required responses to peers on Sunday. So under each assignment, you can go through that there's directions, there's purpose, it explains what you're going to need to do in each case. And if you click on a link, you can just go ahead and start it. So for instance, if you hit the syllabus quiz, you can see that you can go right through and start to begin to do that. So just make sure that you're reading the instructions for each one. For instance, some are allowed to have multiple attempts. This one is, for instance, the syllabus quiz. I mean, really, there's no reason you shouldn't get a 15 out of 15 because you can do it as often as you want. Whereas other ones might not have that. So our early ones do. Now, down below you'll see our first Getting Acquainted assignment. And I wanted to show you this because I've got an introduction up for you. So you'll understand it a bit more when you read the instructions for yourself, but let me show you what that has. I've already got my own introduction up there. When you click on that assignment, it'll take you to our discussion board and the full class discussions, and you can see I've got my own example up there. So that gives you a little bit more information about me as a person. I hope that'll be something fun for you to take a look at. And so for every unit that you're going through, again, we just click on the unit, week 1. This lets me know what I need to do up until February 10th. I've got all of my due dates right there. Something I often suggest is a good idea for students to do is to take all of these little red boxes and copy them into a planner, put them in your iPhone or your smartphone, put them in whatever type of a calendar you use to keep track, and that way you're set and ready to go. The nice thing about an online class is you can do the work whenever and wherever you want, but the hard thing about choosing to take this compressed 8-week section, which gets you completely done with the course by the end of March, is that those due dates come fast and there is no late work due. So in every unit, we go back to our assignments, we go into unit 2, that's weeks 2 and 3, you can see the same thing. So that would be my suggestion. If you're looking to get a great start in the course, go through this weekend and write down all of those due dates. That way you know what's ready to be expected. Finally, I just wanted to go over one thing that is very important is to take a look at the syllabus. You're going to need this for the syllabus exam. We don't have any books, for instance. This is an open access course, which is great. All of the readings and movies, we're actually going to be doing some analysis of both television and films, which I think is a lot of fun. They're all available right through the course, so that makes life pretty easy. There's some overview of the assignments. There's some information about exams and exams passes, which I'll go over in a minute. But I know everybody's always concerned about the grade, so this goes through what we're doing. As you can see, the week-to-week work is actually much more of the grade than either of our major exams. Our exams are worth 30% of our grade total. We have one a midterm and one a final. But the week-to-week work, which includes some shorter essays, it includes quizzes, it includes a discussion board. A lot of times students tend to put only their emphasis on the exams, and while the exams are important, week by week that small stuff builds up. So it might not look like much if you say, oh, I'm going to skip this discussion board, but those really do add up. Plus, those are also how we make sure that we get good information when we go through and do our work. So one more final thing to just give you to show you is the testing center information. I include a link to this in my welcome announcement to all of you down here, but just to show you this information. We do require that midterm and that final exam. They are both essay exams, and you will be able to take an outline into those exams, but they do need to be taken in a proctored testing center. So this information explains to you how you do that. If you live in the Northern Virginia, Washington, D.C. metro area, so you're here anywhere in Northern Virginia, you're in Maryland, you're in DC, you are required to take it at a NOVA testing center or to use the online proctoring service. If you are in Virginia in another Virginia community college system, you can take them in the VCCS's testing centers or ProctorU if it's available in your course. And then for students in other states, there's more information. So there's a lot of information here, but one of the things that I think is important is that wherever you are, whatever NOVA campus or VCCS campus is close to you, or ProctorU, which is something that you do have to pay for yourself. It is free at the NOVA testing centers. Just make sure that you're planning in advance. A lot of times, especially in winter courses, students wait to the last minute and they go and they find out, for instance, NOVA testing centers are closed on Sunday. Now, other Virginia community colleges might have those open, but you want to make sure you look at that in advance of the due date so it's not right before you have to take that test. So I hope that this is a helpful overview. I hope that you guys are going to enjoy 112. I know that I'm looking forward to working with you all in 112. Hope to hear from you soon online, and I'm looking forward to reading those first discussion board postings soon. Have a great weekend, everyone, and stay warm.